We are following some breaking news out of Washington. The Supreme Court struck down President Biden's plan to cancel up to $20,000 in student loan debt for millions of Americans. Let's bring in CBS News Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett for more analysis of this ruling. Major, so break down the court's decision.
Vlad, good morning. Welcome to the Supreme Court and the plaza here. So the essence of this court decision, 6-3 majority, was this. Did Congress intend, through the 2003 HEROES Act, to give the Department of Education authority to forgive student loan debt? The court said no, it didn't. Didn't care whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, the economic benefits, the distributional effects. Was this Congress's intent? That was the central question the Supreme Court focused upon. And it's been made very clear by this conservative majority of the court that that's what it cares about most in questions of this nature. What did Congress intend, and did any administrative estate of any administration, Trump, Biden, or others, overstep that clear congressional intent? So let me read to you the most important part from the decision written on behalf of the majority by Justice Roberts, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The HEROES Act, I quote directly, provides no authorization for the Secretary's plan when examined using the ordinary tools of statutory interpretation, let alone clear congressional authorization for such a program. Meaning, yes, the Department of Education under the HEROES Act at times of national emergency can change the terms by which student loans are repaid. The Trump administration did that during COVID pandemic by saying that you don't have to pay any of your student loan payments for a while. The Biden administration continued that. That was a minor modification in the eyes of the court. What the court said this act did not give the administration the power to do was forgive debt entirely, which is what the Biden administration said its interpretation of those powers was. It was a question about who had the power and how are you legally exercising it. And the court said this was an illegal exercise of executive power, therefore it overruled it.
And there was a second ruling from the Supreme Court. Can you describe that one for us?
Yes, it was a question about First Amendment rights and anti-discrimination laws, specifically in the state of Colorado. What were the facts of the case presented? Lori Smith is a website designer in Colorado, and she wanted to broaden her business to include website designs for couples getting married. But she only wanted to provide those, as she described them, unique artistic services to heterosexual couples. She had no intention, because of her religious convictions, to provide those, again, using her terms, unique artistic services for same-sex marriage couples. And she wanted to put an advisory on her website notifying them that she would not provide those services and directing them to other providers who might. Colorado informed her that if she did that, she would be violating the state's anti-discrimination law. Lori Smith sued, saying that her First Amendment rights were being violated, and the Supreme Court upheld her position, saying that this law did prevent her from speaking on her behalf on a major matter of significance to her, and said that she has the right to let people know that this is a service she will only provide to certain customers, in this case, heterosexual couples seeking to be married.
All right, Major, stand by. Let's bring in Christina Ruffini, who can give us the perspective from the White House. Christina, first to you on the question of President Biden's, one of his signature pieces of what he was attempting to do in this administration, that student loan forgiveness plan. What are you hearing?
Right. In the run-up to this decision, the president said, look, I campaigned on this. I ran on doing this. Everyone knew I was going to do it. It shouldn't come as a surprise. And yet we were seeing almost as this immediate Republican pushback that's coming from him. Now, obviously, the White House was ready for this eventuality because moments after the decision came down, a West Wing source sent us the following, saying we strongly disagree with this court, but the president will have more to say later today. Also adding the president will make clear he's not done fighting yet and will announce new actions to protect student loan borrowers. The source also said we'll be making it crystal clear to borrowers and their families that Republicans are responsible for denying them the relief that President Biden has been fighting for them to get. And that last part is really crucial because, as we mentioned, this was a campaign issue, and it was an issue that was important to a lot of people who voted for President Biden, including black women. More than 90% of black women who voted for the president. And black women also tend to hold the most student debt and with the highest balances. So this is a key issue for the White House, and they said they're not done fighting it yet.
Two major Supreme Court decisions. Major, Christina, thanks so much.